there's so many different things happening in the world that are extremely frustrating and that you can get wrapped up in. And I do all the time. I'm always trying to learn. I'm always trying to figure it out. Like, how do we beat the system that we're in? And the system, I mean, that's just it's just a beast, especially if you really try to figure out your journey in life, how you got here, and how we've lost so many different rights and privileges as people, and I can't really speak for other countries, but I know specifically here in the United States. And I'm like, we have to start from the basics. That whole concept of the frogs in the boiling water or whatever. If you have them in the pot and you slowly turn it up, they don't realize that they're cooking. They don't realize that they're losing rights, basically. And that's what's happened to us, is that it's been a gradual thing that's slowly like eroded our basically freedoms. And I think that we start from the fundamentals. The fundamentals are basically like small baby steps, little things that we can do to be aware of, that maybe we can change, or at least get certain little things back. And I think the financial thing is huge. A lot of us are living, I think, paycheck to paycheck and struggling and trying to figure out how we're going to pay for things. And, different reports say there isn't inflation, or inflation's only, 1 or 2 to 3%. And we all know that's not reality. You look at the grocery store, items have gone up, not 50 cents, 20 cents. They've gone up dollars in the course of, just the last 6 months, really. And I was realizing the small little things that we don't have rights to, that we don't even realize we don't have rights to. And that is literally, I've talked about it before, the 401k. And it just kind of stays stuck like a bad taste in my mouth, because I have 2 401k accounts through UPS. I was a part-time supervisor for UPS, and they opened up an account for me, and it was through Voya. And then I went and realized that, being part of the union basically gave me more benefits, medical benefits for my family, and a higher paying job. And so I went to driving. And when that happened, I went into a union job. I was non-union with the UPS. Now I'm in a union job. The union job has a different 401k through Empower. So what happened to my Voya account that I was contributing to back at the time, it basically froze, because I'm still currently employed by UPS. I can't roll it out. I can't roll it over. I can't do anything to this account. It just sits there. Well, it's sitting there, and I'm down $800, and it's basically averaging, like, depending on the quarter or the month, it's 12 to 2% I'm losing, plus they're taking their fees out. I've tried to talk to managers. I've written them emails. And basically, because I'm still currently employed through UPS, I'm not allowed to touch that money, and I can't roll it over. Now, I want to roll it over because I believe in Bitcoin, and I believe whether it's around for the long haul or not, I think that there is money to be made, and I do think that it's only going to go up. And I think it's getting more and more embedded into the financial system. And, you have people being like, well, they're going to eventually control it. At this point, it's not something that I can even wrap my head around. But I do know at this point, I believe there to be money available, or money to be made. And I want to roll my money, which, again, I could be wrong. I could lose my money. But currently, I'm losing my money anyways, and I can't touch it. So I, at this time, and haven't for the last 2 years, put any money into my 401k. It just sits there, and I have the inability to touch it as long as I stay employed. And I don't think that that is right. I don't think that the fundamental, like, wealthy people have access to their money. Now, it is a small chunk of change. It is only $3,700. It was $4,500. If they had allowed me to roll over into a Swan IRA account, I would actually be up money. I'd probably be closer to the 5,000 mark, 5,500 mark, when I had attempted to do so. Bitcoin is down, but I do believe over the long haul, especially by the end of the year and going into 2025, that it will go up. And whether it does or it doesn't, it's my money to lose, not theirs to lose. And that's what they're doing. So it's kind of a vent session, but also just like, we are in a boiling pot at this point. And it didn't start this way. It started with small things. Congress passed a law saying that we lost a lot of rights to our 401k. And these financial institutions get to collect fees and use our money the way they want to use their money. Meanwhile, they are not using their own money. People with money do not invest in 401k plans. CEOs of companies get shares and stocks. They do not get a 401k. 401k is not, it's a naive concept to think that it is a resource if you're educated about it. But again, our systems are not educated about it. And I've been educating myself, and I realized that my current 401k, where it is at, is losing money. And I believe I can make more money with it. Whether I do or I don't, it's my money. And I think that's what we need to just really focus on is, we all think that these institutions, and they know what's best for us, and they have our best interests at heart. And that's kind of how we've gotten here today. But just kind of my personal opinion, my personal experience. I hope everybody's surviving the battle out there.